Do you love being the hostess with the mostest? Well, I sure do. So in today's video, I'm sharing 5 ways to impress your guests this summer. I'm giving you all the little tips you may not be thinking about, but are really going to improve their experience, and it's going to improve your experience as well, and they're going to keep coming back year after year. Before we get into today's video though, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram. And I do want to thank LG for sponsoring today's video, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the LG PuraCare Aero Tower Air Purifying Fan a little bit later on, but let's get into today's video. The very first way to impress your guests is to do some spring cleaning. Yes, this one is so simple, but I would argue this is the most important point. You'll want to make sure that your home in general and your guest room are clean and ready for those guests. So what does that mean? What are we doing? So I actually want you to take a top-down approach. I want you to start way up and work your way down. So start by dusting your light fixtures. Then I want you to dust every surface. There tends to be actually a film of dust on spaces when we don't use them regularly, and it doesn't have anything to do with being dirty. This happens in my own home, especially new construction spaces or spaces that you just don't occupy very often. There is a lot of dust that's always settling, so you need to keep up with it. So give everything a good wipe down. And not only do I want you to change the sheets, but I want you to wash those duvet covers. I want you to wash those throw pillow covers, those covers that we don't wash even though we probably should. I want you to give them a good wash. I want you to wash everything and refresh everything so that it feels absolutely brand new, so that there are no particulates and dust and debris stuck in that room that can leave people feeling really uncomfortable. Because we know as the summer comes upon us and in the springtime, those allergies and that asthma, it's really coming to the forefront, and we never want our guests to be uncomfortable in our home. Now, once we have everything wiped down and dusted, and we vacuum the floor and we have washed the floor, yes, I want you to do both of those things. The next thing I want you to do is get that air clean. Because, okay, sure, we wiped down everything, but there's still a lot of dust and debris in the space, and so I want you to use an air purifier. And I love using the LG PuraCare Aero Tower Air Purifying Fan, and again, I want to thank LG for sponsoring today's video. So the LG PuraCare Aero Tower actually has a multi-stage HEPA filter that captures 99.97% of particulates in the air. It also has UV nanotechnology as an added layer of protection that kills 99.9% of bacteria on those fan blades. Now, not only does it purify the air, but it deodorizes as well. So we just said our guest rooms are musty. Maybe they smell like mothballs. Maybe they smell like whatever we shoved in there earlier, whether that be an old grill or some old sports clothing. We want to eliminate those smells, and the LG PuraCare Aero Tower does deodorize, so it eliminates harmful organic compounds in the air as well as the components of smog. Plus, the LG PuraCare Aero Tower is actually asthma and allergy friendly, and you know, when we're cleaning, we really are circulating more of that dust and debris, and allergies and asthma can really ruin a vacation. So you don't have to worry about that with this. It's actually going to lessen those symptoms. I'm telling you, before we got our LG PuraCare Aero Tower, we were sneezing up the store. My wife, myself, and the dog, because we all have allergies, and honestly we can just breathe so much better in our home, which is absolutely fantastic. And the LG PuraCare Aero Tower has 10 fan speed. Yes, 10 fan speeds. I love them all. I love cranking mine to level 10, and 3 airflow modes, which are wide, direct, and diffusion. So no matter how you like to receive your air, you are able to actually customize that airflow mode. Now, one of my big concerns when I'm cleaning and I'm trying to prepare a guest room is I want it to look as beautiful as possible, right? Because we're trying to impress our guests. And I don't want anything that looks really ugly and stands out kind of like a sore thumb. And the LG PuraCare Aero Tower actually looks so modern and sleek. It blends right into any space. Honestly, when I walk out into the living room, I barely notice it. So no matter what your style is, I think it could work beautifully. And of course, while we're discussing this for guest rooms, you can actually use this air purifier in any room because it does actually purify up to 818 square feet. So I'm able to purify my living room and dining room and kitchen all at the same time. And I used to have so many different devices to clean every segment of this open concept, and it was so frustrating, but I don't have to worry about that anymore. And of course, I just have to share a few added bonuses of the LG PuraCare Aero Tower. It is whisper quiet. You can barely hear it, which I absolutely adore because it doesn't disrupt anything you're doing. It doesn't wake me up from my sleep. It doesn't bother me when I'm on my calls. I'm able to keep living life while keeping my air clean. Plus, it does have smart capabilities, so you are actually able to link it via the ThinQ app to the other parts of your home. So if you want to turn it on remotely for your guests, you can do that to make sure the air is fresh and clean before they arrive. If you are ready to give the LG Puricare AeroTower air purifying fan a try for your spring cleaning, be sure to click the link down in my description box to learn more about it on the LG website, and it is available nationwide at your favorite retailers. Let's chat about the next way to impress your guests. Now, this next tip has to do with cleaning a little bit, but when you're having guests, again, at your summer house or at your normal residence, you want to make sure that you either have a closet or a dresser cleaned out for them. You know, when you go on vacation and you're living out of a suitcase, no one wants to live out of a suitcase unless you're like a fancy jet setter and that's sort of your thing. Well, that's not my thing. That's not my thing. I want to be able to take out my shirts and pants and make sure that they're not wrinkled and hang them up or fold them in a drawer, right? Whenever you go to a hotel, no matter what tier that hotel is, they have a drawer for you and they have a closet for you with some hangers. So make sure that you provide that to your guests as well. It just helps with comfort, and it actually prevents your guest rooms from getting really, really cluttered. Because I don't know about you, but no one really loves a messy guest. No one loves a messy guest because sometimes we want them to scoot out a little bit sooner than anticipated when they are messy. So it's kind of the best of both worlds when we get them somewhere to put their clothes. It's something very simple, but make sure that you do it. So if it's your summer home, if it's your guest room, that's probably where you put some of those things that you don't use all the time. Like, I don't know, what do you use in the summertime? Your little blow up pool, or what's that? The slip and slide. Oh, I used to love the slip and slide. Or, you know, that home decor you were hiding from your spouse because you didn't want them to know that you did a few more trips to the store than you told them about. All of those things that you were hiding in those closets, we need to get them out so that people have a place to unpack. Now, if that really isn't an option for you, just make sure that you get a guest rack so that there's some place for them to put their suitcase on so that it's not on the floor. They don't have to put it on your really nice bed linens because no one wants a suitcase that was rolling through the airport on your linens, even if you're gonna wash them. We do not want that negativity, right? So we at least need to have a designated place for their suitcase so that they can open it up and live out of it if they have to. But the best thing that you can possibly do is clean out some space for them to unpack comfortably. It's going to make a huge difference in both of your experiences when you are hosting. Now, this next one is my favorite, and I'm going to tell you a little personal anecdote. The last time I was on, well, not the last time I was on vacation, the time before that I was on vacation and I forgot to bring socks. And I was so cold because they didn't give me any extra bed linens that I tied the bottom of my sweatpants together to be faux socks because I was so cold. Is that embarrassing? Yes, but it helps me prove my next point, which is when you are hosting this summer, make sure that you add more bed linens than you would anticipate your guests needing. So you're like, Kiva, it's the summertime. Why do we need bed linens? I feel like a top sheet and a quilt should be sufficient. Maybe, but who wants to have someone knocking at their door at 3 a.m. saying, hey, do you have another quilt? Do you have another blanket? Right? I feel like there's always that little joke when we were younger when we went to go stay at someone's house and they never gave us enough bed linens and we were sleeping with like pillows on top of us trying to stay warm. I don't know, maybe that was just me, but no one wants to be cold on vacation. Even if it's really hot outside, it can be really cool inside, and we want to make sure that people are comfortable. So I want you to start adding more bed linens than you think people will need. So sure, add a top sheet, add a quilt, maybe even add a comforter, add a coverlet, add a few throws to the bottom of the bed. Not only will this make the bed look better, so right, we don't want our beds to look frumpy, we want them to look really, really well put together, so this will help accomplish that. But if people get hot, they can just peel them down or put them on an accent chair that you have in the room or a bench at the end of the bed. They can just take them off. It's a lot better for people to be able to take off the bed linens than 1, to have to come and bother you, and 2, to be uncomfortable and cold. Because we never want people to feel uncomfortable, especially since there's already a level of discomfort when they're staying somewhere that isn't their own home. So just allow them to peel everything down, and this is your really fun opportunity to buy that bed in a bag or do some really, really fun bed styling. This can be the room where you test out your inner interior designer, your inner interior decorator, and have fun. Now, one of the best things about staying with a family member or friend during the summer is that you don't have to deal with those pesky minibar charges, because no one likes that and having to pay for water, right? So the next tip that your guests will notice is that on their bed before they come, add a tray that has some snacks and some water. And you're like, why am I doing this? This is gonna cost me a little bit of money. Sure, you know, you don't have to go out and buy designer water. You can actually just get a reusable glass bottle from your, budget store, put some filtered water in there from your fridge, and they'll be good to go with some glasses. You don't have to get plastic water bottles or anything like that. And then get a few snacks. Again, you don't have to get fresh, like, pre-packaged snacks. You can put things in your little baggies and just have snacks for them. It can be whatever it is you want it to look like. You can give them whatever it is you have and whatever is affordable and feasible for you. But the reason I want you to do this is twofold. It is something that people will notice. It will make people feel like, oh, they thought about me, like I'm really hungry for my travels, but they've already had dinner or something like this. And it will stop them from bothering you in the middle of the night. And part of this video is making sure that your house looks fantastic for guests, but it's also about making sure that you have a nice vacation when they're having a vacation. Because if you're at your summer home, you're having a vacation too. If you're not at your summer home, if you're not at your summer Airbnb, if you're not, vacationing with them, you also want to have a pleasant time while you're having guests, because that can be really, really stressful for you as well. So putting those snacks in there just shows them, oh, they thought about me, and it stops people from making a bunch of noise in your kitchen in the middle of the night. We've all been there, right? Someone comes to stay over and they get hungry or thirsty in the middle of the night. They can't find anything. They're turning on all the lights. They're making so much noise. They woke the baby up. They woke the dog up. They woke everyone up, and it's just very unpleasant. So this is a little tip that I think will really, really help you. Now, if you're feeling very fancy, this next tip is for you. If you really want to go above and beyond, monogram your towels and your linens. And I know you're like, oh, that's so much effort. Sure. But if you have a free weekend, this could be something really fun to do, but it really helps you achieve that hotel look. If someone is staying at your space, or even if you are renting a space, you want to feel like you're on holiday. So you can do all these things for yourself as well, just to enhance your experience a ton. So what I want you to do is monogram things. So my family name, maybe I'd put KB on there, or the Brent family, or something like that. But the other benefit is if you're going to the beach, or if you're going out somewhere with those towels, you'll know which towels are yours, because sometimes when we're out at the pool, we're out at the beach, it's really, really easy to lose track of what stuff is ours. So this is actually a really easy way to find them. So if you add a beach bag in that guest room, if you put towels in there, monogram them so that they're really, really easy to keep track of when you do take them out. This is also something that just makes someone feel special. It really establishes that hotel vibe, right? So get a towel that has a triple burrata stitch or something like that, and just add your little monogram on there. You can design it on your computer and print it out, and just use some vinyl to stick it on there, and it really, really just puts a smile on someone's face. You can even do a personalized one for those guests, so you know their last name. You can make them their own special towels that just say whatever family, so that you don't get your towels confused when you're out at the beach together. That's something that's going a little bit above and beyond, but it is something that people will definitely notice, and it will definitely make you stand out as opposed to their other friends they vacation with. Okay, you guys, that's it for today's video. Those were 5 ways to impress your guests this summer. I promise you, all of these little tweaks are really going to improve their experience at your home, and you're going to be the best hostess in your entire friend group. People are going to be so jealous of you. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram. And if you are interested in giving the LG PuraCare Aero Tower Air Purifying Fan a try yourself, be sure to click the link down in my description box to learn more about it. Until next time, have a beautiful day.